This is what I was speaking about earlier.
No, go ahead. I don't. Yeah, indeed. I'm complete.
It's a short. Let me see if I can turn it up.
What is it?
A part of America's story.
This is a short of a speech.
The first nation to recognize my country was Morocco.
Indeed.
In many ways, the United States looks to Morocco to be a leader and a model.
Oh, okay. That's it, right?
Okay,
No
yeah. That
country.
was Barack Obama.
The brother that navigated the ship that brought George Columbus, Christopher Columbus over here.
Nino brothers. The Nino brothers?
Yeah.
About
No, the brother.
Alfonso Nino?
Yeah, he was a Moor though.
He was in more. Right. So yeah, they say Columbus had connections to the Moors.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, that's when it comes like the history, because like that's after 1492, so that's after the Moors lost Spain. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was around the same time.
Because
That's right. That's the same
conquered
period.
for like 700 years.
Yeah.
Them 700. They were so 1492 is the same year that they got dispelled,
Yeah.
or they lost their stronghold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Inquisition.
Yeah.
Inquisition, right.
Well, it makes sense. That's why it's so important when we study history to look at the world, to understand the context of what was happening here. You know, in relation to what was happening everywhere, then we can put things more in perspective. You know, with a clearer view of why certain things happened at the time they did. Because when I first learned of the year he came over here, I knew nothing about the rule in Spain for almost 8 centuries, right? Mm-hmm. So that's very important, and they lost that, like you said, the same year. I'm not sure if it was the same month, but it was. It was
around the same time.
Because I think like the contract that was signed that like got the Moors like the spell, and they put everybody on ships and they sent them to like different islands in Africa and whatnot. That was in like January of that year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the Jews were also dispelled as well.
Oh, indeed.
From at the same time.
That's what led to the Moors even going to Spain.
The Jews got dispelled from Spain as well.
He reminded me of something.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
beautiful, because I was studying political science before I dropped out of York College, and one thing I had just learned about, because we were discussing democracy, how the Moors over there allowed the Jews to have their own system, their own government, their own police, police their own. That's democracy. We don't have that here.
But they're doing it right now. The Jews still have their own. Well, in Queens, in the borough of Queens, they still have their own police and Hasabula and their own ambulance and their own police to police them in Kew Gardens Hills, Forest Hills, and what is it called? It's not really Flushing, but I can't get up the tip of my tongue. I lived there all my life. What's that going towards 188 Horace Harden and all that? Fresh Meadows.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah, Fresh Meadows, Kew Garden Hills, and all that going towards Flushing and back across the Van Wyck and back. That's all they got is their own police and their own Hezbollah, their EMTs and all that EMS.
But that's why I was saying,
so they still doing it. It's still
that's why I'm saying, God, like about because that's saying that they have their own system.
Yes.
Right, and we need to have our own system.
And on Parsons Boulevard, they have their own schools.
Right.
For the children.
Right.
They have their own schools right on Parsons Boulevard.
Schools, on hospitals.
All that. So, but they definitely own hospitals and the media and, they got a whole thing going on.
I mean, it's even called what? Mount Sinai.
Yeah, Mount Sinai.
And that did with what Moses.
It used to be Bronx, Lebanon. I mean, you can name a few Jewish hospitals, health hospitals, corporations. They run a lot. The judicial system, they in there big.
Yeah, I didn't know how deep their system was until I was doing Uber Eats, going to the spot. And it's funny because I wasn't even supposed to go there in the first place. So I'm just biking, going to Crown Heights. So I'm going up. And then like I'm biking, I see lights and police cars, and I'm like, where am I? And I read it. It's in Hebrew. Yeah, I was going to Crown Heights, and I see the police car. I see mad lights. It's in Hebrew.
It's in Hebrew, right?
And I'm going through the financial district. I'm like, oh shoot, everything here is Jewish. What's going on? The banks is Jewish. Everything. Yeah, I had all this.
Right.
I know you heard of the statement anti-Semitism before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And have you also heard of anti-Zionism?
Yeah.
I've heard that. Yeah, yeah.
You know the difference, right?
Well, Zionism is like the Jews that are for the state of Israel, like they're
The ones that's against it.
their own home state, right? Basically.
Right. But then you also have the ones who are not with Israel becoming a country
Right.
state.
Yes.
What people don't understand about them two sets of Jews, they're not in agreement with each other.
But that's what you meant by anti.
Them two, I watched in Times Square myself. I got like this, I'm looking. Because at the time I was out down there selling bud to the tourists, right? But I'm sitting there and I'm doing the knowledge to the wisdom was being manifested. I'm like, hold up, they beefing? I was like, oh, so a lot of things we're not gonna see in books. Sometimes you have to, as they say, you have to travel and be places. You have to see things. So I'm watching. They got the white, the blue flag with the white, the star, or what they call it. They say fake it's Star David, but whatever the star. They got that 6-pointed star, blue and white. I'm right here, God. And the ones that we call Orthodox Jews, that's in the all black, Hasidic Jews in the all black, they beefing. So I had to hold up. What are they beefing about? Because I'm thinking they all together.
But they're not all together.
But they not. No, they're really not. They're really some who is against the whole thing about Israel. Because they know they don't belong there. And they shouldn't be, no one should be creating a country state that is not theirs. They know they all came from Ukraine. Ashkenazi Jews, they come from Ukraine. They don't come from nowhere else. They don't come from Israel. Israel is Africa. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the whole
Ukraine, like Poland,
they call
and
they call it the Middle East. What is the Middle East?
West Asia.
What is the Middle East? What is the Middle? That means if there's a Middle East, you gotta have the Middle West, right?
That's just a political term.
Exactly. Right. Israel is in Africa, bro. That's the bottom line.
Africa.
The body of land is in Africa. That's the bottom line. And if you remember what they used to say about Hitler all the time, oh, Hitler did this to the Jews, Hitler did that to the Jews. But if you let Hitler tell it, he did that to imposters. He said, how did they leave Africa black and now they going back white? He said Hitler said that. And he's supposed to be this racist, whatever he was spilling, because he wanted to be all white, but he was a Jew.
Yeah.
So
he was wicked.
I said make it make sense, but again, like the brother said, when you look at certain things, it depends on what eye you're looking at it at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because growing up, I would have thought, oh, all these white Jews are the same.
No, you got to really look at the hidden ingredients behind that.
But I had to be explained what the difference between Zionism and anti-Semitism. That day, I was explained, and then I understood it because I'm watching with my own eyes, and I'm absorbing what's really happening. They was really at war. Now it was a war of words, but they was grouped up side by side, and one had the what's the name flag, the Israel flag, and the other one they was. So I was like, oh wow, I'm watching history in the making. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I get out of traveling the world and stuff like that. You get to see things, like he said. There's certain things I didn't know about Spain. I knew the Moors was there and all that, but I didn't know other things. So things come to light. And when that came to light, that them Jews was fighting amongst each other, that taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you always automatically think they're together, they got it all. Peace. But they wasn't all together.
I got a class going on?
No, we just building. We just adding on. Especially the youth is here. We was just always building. I just want to say, peace. It was my pleasure.
Your name is what?
My name is Born Prince Love Allah.
Born Prince Love Allah.
Yeah,
I do a law school in Mecca page.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get with you, guys.
Yeah. So I'll probably put that up there. You know what I mean? You probably see it on your phone. Come across it. You subscribe to the channel.
What's your channel, God?
A law school in Mecca.
A law school in Mecca.
A law school in Mecca.
In Mecca, copy. I got it.
It's a law school in Mecca YouTube channel.
Got me. I got it. Oh, I'm going to the channel.
That's
something I do. Peace again. Peace. Y'all have a blessed same day.
Peace, God.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mega did this.